This is the new Callaway Apex Pro. It's probably not going to be played by many pros, but we'll leave the name aside for now. Despite the relatively thin sole and compact look at address, the construction of the iron is actually hollow, allowing the face to be quite thin and giving you some extra pop. Combined with something called urethane microspheres, whatever the hell that is, you end up with something very soft feeling but high in ball speed. Now you might think this is just another strong lofted golf club, maybe even a little bit longer than most irons are. But when checking the specs, it's actually pretty traditional. No real foolery going on here. And while they certainly aren't cheap, the included shaft list is actually very good. And I must say, it is an awfully good looking item. So I built up a 7-iron for myself and took a few whacks.
190 yards away, target's not very big. Let's see how many greens I can hit. Green.
Watch this number here to see if the ball hit the green, and of course this number up here to see how far it went. The shots you're seeing are all consecutive. I did not edit anything out.
What's going on here? Be a greens and regulation machine over here. What the hell's going on here? Even that's on the green.
Little pulled, little in the toe. Usually that would go really long right.
Ooh.
Ball speed's pretty consistently in the low 130s.
That's not a great strike, but it's getting there. A little pulley, but it's okay.
That rounded out a front 9 of 9 greens from 190 yards.
Okay. Yeah. 10 greens. Sure.
Needless to say, I was impressed and went to go make sense of some of these numbers.
So if the pin was in the middle, which is what I've done, you'd have 30 feet left of it, 30 feet right of it. I think that's a pretty standard sized green. I don't think that's overly big, but not overly small. The peak heights are all very tight. There were definitely a little bit heel side ones and a little bit toe side ones. 4 and a bit in to out, which for me is fairly good. 3 down, I'm on the shallower side at the moment, but 3 down, 4 and out is pretty good numbers. We've leaned the shaft about 6 degrees, launching it around 20, spinning it in the low 6,000s. This is with a Pro V1. Strike was pretty good, lie angle pretty flush. Ball speed, 132 with a 7-iron is, in my opinion, pretty quick. Launch angle about 20, spin rate in the low 6,000s, which is tons. Peak heights 133. So like there's plenty of speed, plenty of height. Certainly don't need any more spin than that. And on a 7-iron, for me, to get what's basically an average carry of around 190, it's basically almost a club longer than I hit my 7-iron, even though the loft is only 1 degree stronger than my 7-iron. So what that would likely indicate is that the face, obviously, is a little bit more hot and spicy than my 7-iron, which makes sense. This is actually, a hollow chamber in there. Face is probably quite a bit thinner. Mine is just a one-piece forged club. But when you combine a club like this with the construction, with lofts that aren't crazy jacked, you actually get something kind of interesting. The extra forgiveness from this head is giving me the dispersion and the front to back forgiveness that I want. So obviously I'm not losing tons of ball speed when I miss hit it. But I'm not using something that's so knuckly in flight because the loft is so strong that I had, long ones and, nuking the green ones. None of that. It was very consistent. I want to hit a few more.
Back over to the hitting bay. Let's see if we can keep this streak going a little bit longer. Yes.
It's very easy to hit. That's why I like irons like this, and P770 is like this too. It's forgiving, has extra pop, but the lofts are pretty close to traditional. Like I don't know if I want to stop. 15 out of 15. Will I quit while I'm ahead? The wise man would tell you to quit while you're ahead. Even when I turned over, it's not going long. Like I would have thought that'd go 200 because I nuked it. That's not a good swing. And it's fine. Towed it. I mean, that's generously on the green. It's on the very right edge, but I'll take it.
Technically, that one was on the fringe, but whatever.
It was thin. Went 188. So this is now an average of 19 shots straight. This is 19 swings in a row. So yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, I'm happy with how I'm swinging it today. I've got a more controlled in-to-out path than normal. I've been getting a little sweepy with it. This is much better. And I'm getting a little bit more down in it, 3 degrees on average, but a couple that were a little higher. Launch angle, spin rate, delivered loft, strike pattern, toe down or lie angle pattern is really good. Now, down to the things that are, let's just say, a little bit more subjective. I actually think it does quite well in that category as well. I think they look extremely good. I think you'd have a hard time convincing a lot of people unless they really, saw the marketing materials that this is actually a hollow club. Sole is not overly wide. The back, I would say, is reasonably slim and somewhat blade-like. Address position, quite compact. It has a slight bit more offset than what I'd be used to, but certainly not anywhere near something that would be, too far in that direction. It's just a really good-looking club. Sound and feel of them, I think for a club that's hollow, we're probably talking about one of the best in terms of how it sounds and feels. Arguably, sure, even with the softball, with the Pro V1, the sound that you'll hear of me hitting them has a very, very slight click to it. But we are getting very picky here and kind of splitting hairs. They feel very, very nice. They sound very, very nice, and they work very, very nice.
That they do. What we have here is going to be a worthy contender for just about any iron that's going to come out next season. If you're looking for some forgiveness in a good-looking club, without going too crazy with the lofts, this iron is the type of thing you might want to try.